Yo, so today I'll be doing a quick beginner guide in Tycoon RNG. So let's get into it. The most important part to start off with is choosing the right build. Let me show you an example. If we walk up here, we go to our droppers. For example, we have our galvanic search here, right? That is wet, vulnerable, and fuel. Right? I don't know what the fuel does because it doesn't show up, but this has a lot of raw efficiency. What I mean by that is it gives a lot of cash, as you can see right here, but it doesn't have a multiplier. For example, you have a digital world that is 1.9x time. What you would want to do with a digital world, for example, let's assume I have a digital world right here. What you would want to do is with that digital world, you'd want to place stuff down that is time. So as an example, we would place down, instead of having these two here, you would place down two hourglasses, which as you can see adds overtime, which means that every hourglass it's multiplied by 1.9. So you want to go with the right build. So for example, as you can see right here, I have some fire stuff. I have heavily ruins. I have a lot more heavily ruins. I just have things that are not specific to something. As you can see, I have a base that is not really, you cannot really put, like, make into a build because I don't really have a certain thing that I use. But for example, if I was to make a base for a build, what I would do is I'd probably go with a flame build. So what I do, I place down multiple Aurora Thundras and multiple extreme heats and gates of calamities, but you want to choose the right build. And by that, I mean also your highest rarity. So if you have a really high rarity Aurora Tundra, for example, you'd want to go with a flame build because it gives 1.2x extra for each fire removed. So as you can see, I have a really rare Aurora Tundra, so I have two flame things next to it. So you get about 290x, and then these also have really high multipliers. So definitely go with the right build. It's really, really important. It is also worth to mention that there is some builds, I'm pretty sure that are like better for late game than others. I don't know what those are. I've heard that wet isn't that good, but it could work. For example, I should be going with a wet build because I have a really rare Daydream Reverie, which is great. But I should really be going with a wet build as an example. But I don't have any good abyssal chains because basically how everything in this game works, if you change something, let's assume this gets 10 times worse. I make 10 times less money. So let's assume I put this down. I literally make 1/4 of the money. So all the stats are multiplied and not additives, right? So it's really important to get as high multipliers as possible, which is also why the builds are so important. Because if you get 1.9x or whatever on every fire, that would already improve your build by a lot, for example. But yeah, these galvanic surges, they're just raw drop power, which is what I'm using currently. They're basically the no build, if that makes sense. They're the build you want to go for if you have no build, which is exactly what I have, as you can see right here. Why can't I not drop down? What the hell? That was kind of weird. But yeah, I have the no build because that's galvanic surge. You can, I think, do a fuel and a no build with it, mostly. But for example, I'll tell you all some builds. Shadowvale, you want to go vulnerable, so you want to have a lot of these sunstone pylons that I have right here. You want to have a lot of those. Let's see what else we have. The other important ones, you want to go with time, obviously. It says it on here, you know. Icevale, you want to go wet, but I've heard that wet builds aren't that insane. Magnetic, I don't really think a magnetic build is that good. But yeah, the best ones I've heard are Shadowvale. And then, I guess, a raw power, which would be like galvanic searches and whatever. Oh, we got a black screen. Let's see what we get. It's not too good because it's not a meteor. But we get a Starlight Transformer Golden. That's not too bad. But yeah, so definitely watch out for what you go with your build. Alright, so next up we have auras. let me show you. You have a luck aura, a speed aura, a wealth aura, infernal winds, which is basically just a better luck aura, glitch rift, golden gaze, and galaxy rapture. Alright, so galaxy rapture is the hybrid aura, if I could call it that. Basically what it does, it gives you a little bit of money. It gives you 2x money, so plus 100%, because you have a 10% chance of getting 10x money, which basically equals 2x money, as you can see right here. You have plus 25 negative chance, which is the best affix, if you can call it that, in the game. All time attacks are 2x speed. I think that explains for itself. Fire goes twice as fast, which is bad, but time goes to... Oh, we got something. Time also goes twice as fast, which is good. Let's see what we get here. Preparing enlargement. Oh, that's a macroscope. Probably not going to be that good. Oh, that's a 1 in 100k. That's not too bad. But basically, it adds 100% luck, and it adds extra cash, and timer tags are 2x speed, which can be both a good and a bad thing. All right, let's stop auto rolling now. Then we have golden gaze, which is better for money, or spawn with shield. I'm pretty sure, I don't exactly know what that does, but I'm pretty sure it's not that important. Plus 35 golden chance, which is great, but the issue with golden chance is that it is not as good of an affix, if you can call it that, as negative. So this is probably worse, although it is a higher chance. And for walk speed, let me just show you what that looks like. So this is the walk speed with, you know, just normal running. And then the walk speed with golden gaze is, yeah, it's insane. I'm literally just Sonic. So yeah, that's pretty cool. But yeah, I prefer Galaxy Rapture. But yeah, that's up to you. They're pretty difficult to craft. If you get a Stellar Nebula or Event Horizon, definitely save that for the Galaxy Rapture. Alright, Glitch Rift. I'm pretty sure the Dropper's randomized value things is broken. Plus 20% overclock chance. That is the worst affix in the game, sadly. But Dropper's random, I think it's minus 50 to plus 50, around there. And adds 50% luck. I think that explains for itself. So adds 50% roll speed for Infernal Winds. Ores cannot die from fire, and adds 2 walk speed. Low-key, I could see this being very, very good. Where you would basically... how do I explain this? This is also very good if you want to go for roll leaderboard. It's technically the best thing to go for roll leaderboard. Because you roll way faster. Wealth Aura adds 50% income. 1 less roll needed for 2x. Wait, that's actually kind of good. What the hell? I literally need 2 rolls then. That would be crazy. I didn't even see that. Alright, so Speed Aura adds 30% roll speed. Adds 1 walk speed. Self-explanatory. Luck Aura adds 30% luck minus 1 walk speed. What I would recommend you doing is going for the Luck Aura, then probably going for Infernal Winds. I really like the 50% roll speed, especially if you don't have fast roll. But you could also go Glitch. It kind of doesn't matter. And then in the end, you definitely want to have Galaxy Rapture. Unless you want to go for a money leaderboard, then Golden Gaze is definitely recommended. But yeah, I'd go Speed Aura, probably Infernal Winds or Glitch Rift, and then Galaxy Rapture. That's what I would do. And if you want to go for money, Golden Gaze. Also, a very important mechanic, if you do get lucky, is Cube Brains. I might just summon one. It's going to cost me a little bit of Robux, but it doesn't really matter. So let's see. So we can do a Cube Storm right here, right? We can summon it. You see, you can also do a global one for a bunch more Robux. You can see it summoned a bunch of cubes, right? That you can pick up and everything. It is a very essential part of the game because people can do global cube rains. What those do, those drop cubes in every server. It's very, very OP. There's some devs that do like massive cube rains. Once there was like 30, 40 cube rains in a row, which is kind of crazy if you think about it. But yeah, definitely watch out for those. I bought a private just for me, just for the fact of the cube rains, because, you know, it's very essential to be able to pick those up for yourself. So yeah, if you can, I definitely recommend, you know, if you're actively playing, just picking up those cube rains, because it does help out a lot, because this is basically the best way to get cubes to get whichever aura you want. Next, I guess I'll be covering the game passes. Quick Throw is definitely less worth it than VIP. VIP is definitely better. Quick Throw isn't that crazy in the game. It's decent, but If you can go with quick or VIP, definitely go with VIP, because VIP literally equals hundreds of times more money. Also, but I do want to mention an item that I feel like is really being slept on is the Dyson Sphere. Like, if you have a 1 and 2.5 million like me, it is insane. Because if you get good RNG, you can literally make what you've made in the past 10 hours just from one sell. It's insane. Like, it's absolutely insane. Like, it's quite crazy. Let's just go over the boost now. All right, so you have normal luck cube, haste cube, fortune cube, speed cube. You don't want to use these unless you've crafted every aura. But if you do use them, I do recommend that you stack them, because alone they're not that crazy. But as you can see, when I'm stacking with the older speed cube and I stack them with the fortune cube, it's gonna work out, and it's gonna make to be like, it's gonna stack up and it's gonna add up pretty well, and it will give you an insane amount of money, or not money, good auras. Then we have the wealth cube, which is I think 50% money. I don't really know if that's like good to stack, but I personally just stack them every now and then. I just use 10 of each, you know. I just use a bit of these, then a bit of these, you know, if I feel like it. Pastels, they're really rare. I recommend saving every one of these for an aura, because I definitely recommend crafting every aura if you can. So we have pastel cube, glitch cube, which overclocks your roll. I'll show y'all what it does right here. So if we skip that, it makes it overclocked, as you can see right here. Inferno cube, it's just roll speed. You can stack these two, that's pretty good. Spore blossom guarantees a 1 in 1,000. Let's just use that real quick, show you. You get it overclocked too, but that isn't guaranteed. But yeah, it's basically a 1 in 1,000. Let me show y'all again. You can see we got another overclocked. It's a really bad example, but it's not guaranteed to be overclocked. It's just over 1,000. Even with this, that gives 150% roll speed. It's very, very good. I definitely recommend using this, stacking this with the luck boost for sure, and then maybe with some pastels. This one is insane. I've not used it, but I've heard if you stack it with luck, it can be really good. And then this one, I mean, it's basically just a heavenly potion from souls. I've heard it's very good, but also really inconsistent. You can either get something really good or something really bad. So it's relatively inconsistent. As you can see, my money just went up by a lot. That's because of the Dyson Sphere. But I'm pretty sure it's fairly inconsistent. Let's just go over the auto roll settings now. So I've hit on 100k. I recommend either 10, 50, or 100, around there. You can do whatever you want. Reduce lag, I would have on. Globals, I have off, but pro message I do have on. Show football tags is kind of handy. So you can see what tags the ores have. As you can see, this has this tag, that has that tag. You can see, like, it has certain tags. They're getting really small. All right, so let's see. Globals. Skip warning, I always have that on in every game. Turn off aura visuals. You can turn it on. Look at how nice this looks, man. I don't know why, but this aura just kind of hits. It looks really high quality. Like, it's not pixelated, if that makes sense. Automatic rejoin, I would have that on, but I have it off because I'm playing different games. Disable comment cutscenes, definitely have that on at all times, even if you're new. Reduce motion, that's basically just for running, as you can see. But I have it off because it looks pretty cool. Withdraw items, this is for rebuilding your base. So yeah, that was it for the video. Please consider leaving a like and subscribing if you found this useful. Have a nice day, and bye-bye.